Hey, what's happening, everybody? I'm Coach Brian Klepacki with Criticalbench. I'm a strength coach. I'm also a functional movement specialist and also a triathlon coach. And I'm sharing with you some of the best things about using a water rowing machine. First off, if you've never used a water rowing machine, they're pretty similar for the traditional fan or air powered rowing machine. They're a little more expensive, so you might not see these particular machines in a commercial gym setting. However, water rowing machines are much smoother and they're much more realistic in the movement of rowing. So if you have access to using a water rowing machine, I highly encourage it for many reasons. So this is the basic water rowing machine. Some machines have the drum horizontal. This one's an upright one, a little more compact, but this is also gives you a better reach to adjust the resistance. So for like the traditional wooden rowers or like the ones with the drum on the ground or horizontal, this is just a different design. That's pretty much it. A little more updated design, a little more ergonomically friendly. Not a big deal. So again, if you don't have a water rower, you can use the same principles that I'm about to share with you on a air ergometer. Yeah, there really is no difference. But first thing first, you got to get into the machine. So we're going over the technique here, all right? So once you get set up, you want to make sure that your feet are in a good position. Strap in, and now the feet pads are adjustable, so if you have small feet, obviously accommodate towards for your feet. If you've got larger feet, obviously adjust it as well. But you want to make sure you're cinching down the straps very tight, because when you pull yourself back in, you don't want any slop happening with your feet. So that's very important. All right, so actually before we start getting through the movement, we need to establish a few rules first. There's 3 things you need to take into consideration as soon as you're ready to start rowing. There's a couple different things. You have to know the order of which you're rowing in, the power, and also the timing. So there's a couple different ways that people broadcast this, but the order is legs, core, arms, okay? Or your catch, your drive, and then your finish. It's easier to just remember legs first, core second, arms third. A lot of people, especially even on YouTube, they're doing an incomplete rowing technique. They use legs and arms, but they forget the core. Now, I'm not talking your abs, I'm talking your entire core. Your lower back and also your front, so your entire trunk there. So let's break it down into those 3 movements, very slow and controlled. So first you have your legs. Okay, so this is the position you need to be in. Arms, wrists locked. They're not sloppy. So when you pull, you're driving straight back. We'll get to there in a second. You're looking straight down. So now as you're pushing with the legs, once you've almost maxed out, then it goes to the core and then arms. And then you're just going to reverse the movement on the release. Arms, core, legs. Let's try that again. Legs, core, arms. Arms, core, legs. So it is a progression. Legs, core, arms, arms, core, legs. Obviously, you're going to go much faster than this, but if you don't establish this technique first, you're wasting time and you're also wasting energy. So the second component is power. 60% should be coming from your legs, 20% coming from your core, and about 20% coming from your arms. So this is not an upper body exercise. It's predominantly your legs. So with that said, there's a lot of people just trying to muscle through this, but if you're rowing for distance and also for speed, your legs are going to be much stronger than your upper body. So that's why it's so crucial to push hard with those legs and then finish out with the upper body, not the reverse. Don't try to muscle it. Even if you have an incredibly strong upper body, your upper body will fatigue much faster than your lower body. So that's why you need to establish that 60-20-20 rule. So the third one is your timing, all right? So the timing is a good way to establish just efficiency on how you row. So the timing, what you're going to look at is, again, legs first. So you want to make sure that you're pushing hard, but you're also not completely exploding after you push your legs and then doing stuff like this. You want to keep everything nice and smooth. So you want to do a 1 second pull, 2 seconds out, 1 second in. All right, so it's 1 in, 2. Okay, so now if you're going for a sprint, obviously that ratio is going to change. It might be like a 1-to-1, so it's more here. So let's talk about your pace for a second. If you're going for long, slow distance, you want to make sure you're going anywhere from 18 to 22 strokes per minute. Now, if you're going on an all-out sprint, like some interval training, 22 to even 30 strokes per minute is acceptable. It just depends on the resistance. So that's the quick breakdown of the technique. Remember, keep your order, power, and then timing. Always making sure that you're staying in control and you're not getting sloppy. Like I said, the most important thing is pushing with the legs, keeping the core tight, keeping those wrists locked, and reversing the movement. Once you start jeopardizing your technique, that's when all the benefits start going out the window. All right, so let's talk about benefits for a second. One of the biggest benefits from using a water rower is that it's a low impact exercise. Well, unfortunately, a lot of people think that low impact exercise cannot get you a good workout. However, this machine here can give you a great workout. So definitely, if you have any kind of injuries or recovering from some kind of surgery or things like that, a rowing machine is a great way to boost your cardiovascular exercise without putting much strain on the body. So that leads us into the second part, is that it's a great tool to use if you're a beginner, because it's low impact, but you're also in a kind of a fixed position where there isn't a lot of room to really hurt yourself, unless you're doing something completely out of line from the technique that I just shared with you. So let's say you're a beginner and you're short on time and you just don't have the stamina you need to use like a treadmill or a stair stepper. A rowing machine is a great way to kind of get used to cardiovascular exercise. It doesn't take long for your heart rate to get elevated, and also your breathing too. So even spending 5 minutes on the rower at a nice slow pace with some light resistance will definitely get you some of the cardiovascular benefits associated with exercise. So the third one is that it could become a great upper body exercise. Yeah, even though I just said it's not an upper body movement, you can establish a upper body workout if you eliminate some of the power given from the legs to the upper body. So I'll show you what that means right here. So if you want to make this an upper body workout, for beginners, this is a great way to establish upper body strength by using a rowing machine. So instead of using all legs, you're pulling a lot harder with the arms. You're kind of making it a rowing exercise. Now, if you want to use arms and core to strengthen the back and take some of the legs out, you can do that as well. So these are also great exercises to use when trying to figure out the routine or the technique of the water rowing machine. So let's say, again, you're a beginner. What does a good beginner's workout look like? 3 to 5 minutes, 18 to 20 strokes per minute with a very light resistance. Obviously, you're going to go to your level of comfort, but I'm telling you, 3 to 5 minutes is really all you need for a workout. So for more advanced or intermediate rowers, the sky's the limit. Same thing with the advanced athletes. So you can do 1K time trials. You can row 1,000 meters, rest a couple minutes, usually a 1-to-1 ratio, work to rest. Do another 1,000. I mean, you can row 10,000 meters in a clip at a time. Interval training is great. I use this particular machine for a 30 on, 30 off. So you're doing one on, one off. It can even be 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off. But you're going all out, moderate resistance, all out. That sucks because you're going 100%, gassing yourself, and then all of a sudden you're right back at it 30 seconds to a minute later. So again, you can establish any type of routine that you want for the rowing machine, but the main thing is that you want to make sure you're doing it safe and efficiently. So I'm not going to tell you what exactly the workouts to do. We've got other videos for that. But just remember to keep the principles that I shared with you, the order, the power, and the timing for whatever workout you're going to do. Now I even use some kind of strength training involved in here as well. So if I'm going to get on the rower, let's say 5 minutes, moderate pace, and I'm sick of rowing, I just get up and start doing some bodyweight exercises, things like reverse lunges, squats, push-ups, even some core work, planks in there. And then I get back on the rowing machine. Yeah, this can get boring over time, but so be creative. Get off here, start throwing in some strength training, and then get back on and finish your workout. Other than that, I mean, the rowing machine is a great piece of equipment to use for cardiovascular exercise, but it's also can become a great strength training tool as well. Again, I can't stress it enough. Make sure you go into your level of comfort and follow those three tips that I shared with you at the beginning of this video. That's all I've got to say about the rowing machine, except there's a report that we want to share with you. And we talk about things like interval training and also how to boost your cardiovascular strength and also some fat loss. It's a report called How Actors Get Shredded. It's a great read and it's free. And one of two ways for you to get it is to go to this corner right where I'm pointing. Under this video, there's a little tiny arrow. So go ahead, click that arrow, and that's going to drop open the video description area. You'll see a link at the top, the very first link, criticalbench.com/shredded. Click that, give us your email, and the report will be sent to you right away. An easier way to get it is to simply click right here. Go ahead, click this, give us your email, and the report will be sent to you immediately. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel by clicking right here. And also check out this other awesome video that I know you're going to find just as helpful. Other than that, I'm Coach Brian. Go ahead, leave some comments below about this video. Love to hear from you. That's all we've got. Criticalbench.com. See you soon.